Hello, my friends. Welcome once again to Faith Walk 101. We are so glad that you could join us. We've been talking about asking ourselves some tough questions that will save our lives in the end. This is so important. And we're up to question number 4. Remember, the first question was, what does the Bible say about it? The Bible has an answer for everything we do in this world. Everything. You might not believe that, but it does. The problem is most people don't hunger and thirst after what's in the scriptures, and they don't really know how to deal with what's coming at them. So the first question we want to ask is, what does the Bible say about it? Every social issue that comes up, God has already given us an answer for it. And what we need to do is to ask these tough questions in order to help save our lives. Is that first question is, what does the Bible say about it? What does God say about this? The second thing is, what will be the consequences for my behavior as I chase after different things without ever questioning what the end result could be? There are consequences for everything that we do, my friends, and we need to ask ourselves before we jump off into some things, what will be the consequences for it? And then the third thing is, what is our motivation? Why are you doing some of these things? And you'll be surprised, a lot of things that we're motivated to do has absolutely nothing to do with God, nothing at all. I'm talking about Christians. I understand about unbelievers, but some Christians are chasing after doing things that really has nothing to do with God and His glory. And so we want to ask ourselves, as we chase after things, as we desire things, what's my motivation for wanting it? And this lesson is about, have you researched it? Have you put it to the test by someone other than the seller? You know, people come along and they try to sell you things, they tell you stuff. Have you put it to the test? Listen to what John writes in 1 John chapter 4, verse 1. Dear friends, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they're from God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world. Of course, we know that he's talking about those that are antichrist, those that are against the word of God and the things that God is talking about and teaching us, and how the Spirit is wanting to lead us through His word. But I think we can apply that to everyday life. God has a plan. He has a purpose. He has a plan for each one of us. And sometimes we abandon His plan. We abandon the purpose. We abandon the mission. And we start to chase after stuff that really has no value. And so, have we put it to the test? Have we researched it? Do you buy every new gadget that comes out on the market only to find out it doesn't do what it led you to believe that it could do? That happens all the time. Every day someone is coming up with something they're saying it's one thing and it's really not that. You know, I was looking at a catalog and I saw these motorcycles and it was really cheap. But then I found out that it was a little mini. But you know, when you look at the picture, they don't show a person beside it. They just show the bike and it's on the picture. So you assume, you're led to believe it's a big bike. But the price tells you, wow, it couldn't be the one that cheap. Don't chase after everything before you research it. So our lesson is about these questions that we ask ourselves before we chase after everything that we see and everything that we hear. These questions will save your life if you do that. Everything is not from God, my friends. We have an enemy out there. He wants to destroy us. God is more concerned, listen to me, He's more concerned about your character than He is your comfort. But the enemy knows that we chase after comfort. We'll abandon everything for comfort. But God is concerned about our character. Remember, the enemy, he is a liar. And he's working through people. And people who are selfish and thinking only of themselves don't realize that the enemy is working through them. The enemy is a liar. 2 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 14, and no wonder, for even Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. Even Satan disguises himself. There are some things that is just such a great deal, right? This new cell phone, I can talk on it. It's cheap, but it is not what it's supposed to be. But people will sell you anything. They'll sell you a rock if you'll buy it. Research, test, examine, take every thought captive. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5. This can save your life. And we're going to talk more about questions, tough questions that we need to ask ourselves. But the main one, I think that is so important. What does the Bible say about it? God is addressing everything that we deal with each and every day in our lives. Don't get carried away by every wind of doctrine that comes about, because there will be people that will have new ideas, supposedly new ideas. But you know what Solomon said? And I like it. And this is Solomon wrote thousands of years later. There is nothing new under the sun. Every man thinks that he's come up with it himself, but no. When it comes to deception and deceiving and lying and stealing, there's nothing new. It has been going on since the beginning of time. That's why we're looking forward to Jesus coming back, because when he comes back, when he rules, righteous king on the throne, and we'll be with him, ruling with him. My friends, continue to join us on Faith Walk 101. We're going to talk more about these questions that we need as believers to ask ourselves before we go off on tangents.